conservative point of view to black issues. His mission, to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, you guys know what the deal is. It's Sunday. Weekend Rumble will commence. I got one of the top demon slayers, liberal demon slayers. Let me tell you something. Mr. Anthony Allen, General, checking in. How you doing, sir?
Yes, we're going to check into this show, and you're exactly right. We are going to slay these liberals. We're going to fillet them and lay them out and lay them bare for all to see. You know, people need to know who these liberals are and what they are doing and have done to our country. Not only to our country, to our military, to our citizens, and we're going to talk about that. And I can't wait to get started, my friend.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait. So make sure you do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you share, because we got a lot to discuss. And let me tell you something. It's going to be heavy. You guys know what the deal is. Yeah, Weekend Rumble. We going to do it. Anthony Allen, let me tell you something. Biden, he's losing support like crazy. You can't even get around it. You know, ABC, Fox News, CBS, all those actors, you know, they did a poll, brother. Let me tell you, approval poll. And his approval poll, damn, I mean, that sucker is down. It is down.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, I don't think he gonna be able to get that up. No way, no how.
No, he is underwater. He is adrift. There's nothing that he can do except further go down the flush. And that's what's happening. We've been talking about him going down the flush for a long time. And now we see how it looks, what it looks like to go down the flush.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do me a favor, all right? Small favor. I need you guys to hit that like button. I need you to share. All right? I need you to share. That's the only way that we can get seen. As you guys know, the technocrats, they hate this show. They absolutely do. Trey said I'll have somebody drop a link in the stream so you can join YouTube. All right. So make sure you do it. All right. It's the only way. Anthony Allen, we got a full house, buddy. People are ready for us to flame.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think we should flame.
Absolutely. First one up here, brother. I want to go ahead and speak to you about a brutal assault. And I mean, this is just absolutely crazy. You know, when it comes to women and their hair, they really do take it very seriously, especially when it comes to black women and their weave. I mean, it's a crazy thing. I wouldn't think, hair would be that important, but you know, it is, Anthony Allen. And brother, I don't have any hair. You know what I'm saying? I would think, maybe I have the wrong attachment then, I want to go ahead and run this video here. It's a news story about a woman who brutally assaults a beauty salon, a beauty supply owner. I was about to say salon owner, beauty supply owner. over $11. I want you guys to take a look at this. Make sure you share, all right? I need your help. Here we go.
Surveillance cameras capture video of a woman violently attacking the owners of Chic Plus Beauty Supply store on Lorraine Avenue in Cleveland around 5 o'clock Friday evening. The owner's son, David Joe, says he didn't learn of the attack until Monday morning when his brother sent him a video clip.
Watching your parents get thrashed around and dragged around the store they worked so hard for, and I couldn't.
Wow, another Asian.
I couldn't finish watching the video, obviously.
Matt, please have my items, please. I would leave and get out of your hair. You would never see me in your store again.
Cleveland police say the woman was trying to buy something using a prepaid debit card that was declined.
All I'm trying to do is get my items. That's it. I'm not being belligerent.
It's not cleared. We cannot give you anything because it's not cleared.
My father explained it to her very clearly that the reason that you weren't able to walk out with the products is there's no money in the account, the card was denied, therefore obviously you can take the products out of the store, and that seemed to set her off.
Surveillance video shows the woman knocks down the man, leaps behind the counter, and attacks both owners. It shows the suspect dragging David's mother by her hair from behind the counter while destroying displays throughout the store. Some of their injuries are too graphic to show.
I just saw my mom today since it happened, and she's all bruised up. Her hair has been pulled out. She has bruises all over her body. My dad's mouth was all bloodied up.
David says his family has operated the store on Lorraine Avenue for about 5 years. And although they have dealt with irate customers, it's never been anything like this.
I don't think anybody expects their parents to, get brutally beaten like that, and then having to watch it on video and not being able to do anything about it. It was pretty tough. It felt very helpless.
Oh, what a brutal assault here.
In Cleveland, Kevin Freeman, Fox 8 News.
Anthony Allen. Liberals need to go to hell. They keep talking about, MAGA folks are somehow targeting Asians. All you see are black folks beating up Asians. That's all you see, especially in the beauty supply. What do you think about this? Don't you think they should put no animals allowed? You get what I'm saying? Somebody allowed an animal in the store. Gosh darn it, that shouldn't be allowed. What do you think?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jermain Botsio. She is a wildebeest, okay? And she should be tracked down and hunted by a game warden, okay? Then she should be darted, hog-tied, dragged into a cage, and quarantined for rabies, and hauled to some remote location, and then released. This person does not need to be around civilized people. And also, there is no other group that behaves this way, particularly the women.
Yep.
Where, like no white women, no Hispanics. We can't find videotapes of white women, Hispanics, and other groups behaving this way. Statistically, we don't just find that, but however, black women, and when I say black women, I am talking about American black women.
Yep.
Now, there are exceptions. Don't get me wrong. We're not talking about those that don't behave that way, but all over the world, people see these videos of these American black women behaving this way. And it is a tragedy. It is a shame. And people are afraid of the American black woman. Don't get me wrong once again. I'm not talking about all American black women, but people all over the world, this is what the stereotype is. Okay.
Yep,
because
it is.
This is what they do. Look at this: a brutal beating. The wounds are so horrific they cannot be shown. One lady was dragged by her hair. How painful can that be? And you know what? You and I and others need to talk about this complete collapse of the American black woman a complete collapse.
Absolutely. This is gosh darn when animals gone wild. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Animals going wild.
Yeah, when animals gone wild. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling ya. And black Americans want to know why they get quote unquote mistreated, right? Black folks out there, right? The liberal blacks, the ones that ascribe, ladies and gentlemen, to the liberal type of, black culture where you hate white folks, right? You drop your pants. And, it's the mainstream black culture, Anthony Allen. That's basically, if you ascribe most of the time to the mainstream black culture, you're going to be mistreated. And I want folks to understand that. And I don't have a problem with folks being mistreated if they ascribe to that culture.
Yes.
The reason why, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a problem is because you can see how dangerous the culture is. You can see how violent it is. You can see that they don't carry themselves well. There's no morality there, right? There's good folks who get tricked into ascribing into that type of, culture. You get what I'm saying, Anthony Allen? There's what I call posers, right? They like the look, right? So they act and dress like it, but deep down in the inside, they're not like that. You get what I'm saying? They're going along to get along type of folks. And I want people to understand the mainstream black culture is not a very good culture. It's not. It promotes matriarchy, all right? It puts down what we call traditional family, right? The mainstream black culture. It doesn't speak about violence, right? It uplifts violence, uplifts degeneracy. And that's why most black Americans act and behave in this way, because, ladies and gentlemen, in the culture, this type of behavior is a normality. Do you understand? That's why you see so much of it. Anthony Allen, am I lying? It's like a normality in the black culture. That's why it happens so much. Last words.
Yeah, this has been normalized in the black culture. This violent behavior, and particularly by the women and the men, but now the women are behaving just as violent now. And so there is a tendency for people to shy away from these type of people that behave this way. Now, there are some beautiful, lovely, awesome black women all around, and we are not talking about them, but the media promotes and shows, and the culture loves to promote this behavior of the black women, and this behavior is promoted and exported all around the world. And we're talking about the American black woman. This is the ugliness that needs to be talked about.
Absolutely.
In order to be fixed. And we're going to talk about it, and we're going to fix it, because everyone knows that this sassy, pushy, loud, violent black woman,
they know it.
The stereotype. That's what people see in the American black woman.
They absolutely do. And black women try to lie as if it's not there. I want them to know, black women, I want you to know it's there.
Yeah.
Every stinking day you can see it. And people treat you accordingly to that, and they should, right? Because I don't want people to be misled about what's going on here. Most black women who ascribe to this mainstream black culture, right? The one that wear the weave all the time, right? The long fingernails. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. They're a very violent bunch. Black women have no qualms about fighting, most of them. They'll fight. They'll put up their dukes like men.
Yes, yep.
And I want folks to understand that. Black women don't understand that women aren't supposed to do that. They don't understand that type of trait is not a good trait to have. Black women call the men bro now. You know what I'm talking about, Anthony, all right?
Yeah.
They call each other bro. I want people to understand. Black women, in a sense, now have, transgendered themselves into, tomboyish, manly females. That's who they are.
Yes.
Look how big they are too, Anthony Allen. They try to trick the world by saying they're thick, right? And the white girls go along with it too. Ladies and gentlemen, you better wake up.
Wake up.
They don't. I know somebody out there who don't like my mouth. That's fine. Yeah, Anthony, I'm not playing about this.
No,
They're like guys.
These are black women. They have adopted these masculine traits.
There you go.
Like you said, put their dukes up. They'll take their shirt off to fight somebody. They'll square off on someone.
Yup.
They have a loud mouth usually, and this is what people see across the world. The American black woman, ugly, manly, boyish, tomboyish, pushy, loud, and that's what black women, American black women, need to deal with that, but they won't deal with it because it's about color in that character.
Absolutely. And the men, that's why they want to be head of the household, Anthony Allen. They think they're slick. Black women, you think is slick. I know. You go ahead and you want to be head of the household. So you go ahead and you find one of these bummy black guys that you always do, right? Instead of picking good black men and trying to submit and have a good family, right? A traditional family. Black women hate to submit. They hate men. So what you do is you look for losers to go and have babies with, right? Black women love thugs, Anthony Allen. You know why they love thugs? Because they can control them. That's why I speak to thugs all the time to get your life together. Because these women ain't going to tell you that you're in the dumps, right? That your life is, not going well and they want to take advantage of you. Thugs don't understand how they can, right? Thugs, you better start waking up. They steal your children, right? And create families of their own. Look at the black community. Why is there, ladies and gentlemen, so many black women with children and no man around? It's because they don't value family at all. Most black women don't. They love thugs. Let me say this again. They love thugs. The ones that drop their pants, right? The more tattoos, the better. You better be in and out of jail. They love those guys there. They'll have babies with them, date them, and when they get mistreated by the thugs, right, they go ahead and say black men ain't, right? That's what they do. It's a classic thing. It's a crazy thing that they do, ladies and gentlemen, and most folks understand this. So I want to tell black women, this is a message. You can get mad at me all you want. If this applies to you, I don't care. If you're not going to submit to a man, right? This is what we call the order of God, right? God over Christ, Christ over man, man over woman, woman over children, right? That's an order that a lot of women don't like nowadays. That's why your families are going to hell. So I'm letting you know, you should go and find a man that you want to submit to, right? One that you can, you can proudly submit to, right? If not, don't have any children. Don't have any children. Do what most of these white women are doing, right? The ones that don't want to submit to the white men. They having boatloads of dogs and cats in their home. Do that. Don't have any children because you're screwing up the community by doing that. And I'm letting you know, I don't care who gets mad. If you don't want to be under, have that order, right? You don't want to submit and be a helper to your husband, to the man that you want to have children with and be a family. Don't have any children. And I want the men to understand the women nowadays will finesse ya. They don't even know this, Anthony. I have to get this message out. Men, because we have a lot of men who are now, and I've seen the ticker, a lot of men are now watching. And I'm letting the men know, stop it. Stop having children out of wedlock. The women have caught on. They know you're dumb and ridiculous. They'll steal your children for money. Don't you do it. Women nowadays don't want to get married because it's more beneficial for them. Right? The traditional marriage, they don't like it. When they hear that they got to submit, when they actually have to go through marriage in real life, they have to cooperate, they don't like that. So I'm letting you know. Anthony Allen, let's go ahead and move forward here, brother. I want to go ahead. We got some donations in here. We got to get it out. First one up here, I got to give a shout out to my guy Reggie Smith. Let me go ahead and give him a shout out here real quick. Shout out to our guy Reggie Smith. He says, love my guy Anthony Allen and you too, Jermain. Shoot, guys, I got a YouTube. That's fine, brother. That's fine. And my girl, Debbie Augustine, she donated as well here. Shout out to you, sweetheart. And Debbie Augustine says, keep flaming, Jermain and Anthony. Love you guys. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Shout out to you. So that's what it is, man. Craziness. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. All right. That's one of the main reasons why there's so many children in the black community. The black women don't want to have a traditional family. It's more beneficial to date the thugs because the thugs are so dumb. They can have babies with them. They'll run in and out of the house like stray dogs, right? They can control the thug, right? The thug submits to the woman in the house. Thugs think they're slick. The thugs don't have any money. You know what I'm talking about, Anthony Allen. Yeah. They don't have any money. Maybe they have a flashy car that some woman bought for them. They got a couple baby mamas, so they going back and forth like this, Anthony Allen, right? And the black women are having babies by the thugs. Sometimes the black women know that the guy has a baby, they'll have a baby, and then the other woman will have another baby. That you know what I'm talking about, Anthony? It happens all the time. I don't make this stuff up. I don't. So they love the thugs. And ladies and gentlemen, they're the ones who raise the thugs as well. So Absolutely. Once the women raise the thugs, right? They raise the young boys. They date the young boys who raise them because they don't know any better. Nobody has told them, hey, these type of women aren't very good. Right? These type of women don't want to have a family, right? Because a good woman will wait. You know, Anthony Allen, don't you think that there should be, before we move on here, brother? Yeah. Don't you think that there should be some sort of movement out there of good conservative women? Good women will wait before having a baby. Right? Yes. Gosh darn it, if you got to take 10 pills, take them. But wait. You get what I'm saying? Good women will wait. Good women need to start pointing at the Beckys and the Shaniquas who have bastard children and boatloads of them, right? And you'll see them at the club dumping their children out. Let's go ahead and move forward. Anthony Allen, next one up here, brother. I want to speak about a father that gets heated with police officers because they pulled over and ticketed his son. This is getting a lot of attention. I want to get your take on it. One thing I do know, ladies and gentlemen, with all the media, with all the influence from these entertainers, people, let me tell you something, their brains are gone. They're absolutely gone. I want you guys to take a look at this. Shout out to Willa Jackson. Here we go.
I want to see what's going on with my son. No, he said y'all pulled him over. Y'all said people was walking in the streets or the police was in the streets. He said there was nobody in the street.
Sir, first off, just so you know, I gotta let you know you're being recorded, audio.
I'm recording y'all too. I don't care if you're recording me. I don't like my son being harassed.
Are we yelling at you?
Going to see what's going. Yo, but you pulled my son over already. He said there was no pedestrian. There was nobody on the street.
That's because it's not here. You're pointing over here. You don't have the facts yet. If you let me explain exactly.
My son told me it's the fact.
Okay.
All right, well, you stay there. You can't go over there. This is his.
Hold up, man. Yo, y'all gotta stop harassing people around here, man. Yo, he said there was nobody in the street, man.
I can assure you, sir, there was.
Man.
It's all actually on video.
Come on, man.
It's all on video, sir. Hey, he can stay right there.
Yo, what's up with you, man? You got a short man complex? I'm worried about where I'm standing at, bro. I'm worried about my son. I don't care what you're talking about. I mean, we don't trust y'all. We kind of only beat us up, harass me. No, you don't respect it.
Yeah,
because y'all wasn't supposed to pull him over,
stop.
bro. You wasn't supposed to pull him over. He talking about people was in the street. Like, come on, man. I'm not stupid, man. Ain't nobody in the street. Y'all trying to get money out of people. Ain't nobody beef for that. Come on, man.
Listen, I get you.
Yo, can they go now, bro?
Listen, get a ticket. Once they're summoned, they can go. And he can go.
To get money. Those are hidden taxes. They're stealing money. That's why they're writing tickets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Man, all of y'all, bro. What y'all eating our money for nothing, bro? All this money for what? Like, they just came from working out. This is all paychecks. All paychecks, bro. For what? To write them another ticket to steal more money. Come on, man.
Yeah, it'll be in the court.
No, we want to see it right now, but y'all pulled us over already.
Come on, man. Nobody got time for this, bro. People stealing cars. You worrying about all of that except for what my son is going through over here. Yo, man, real talk, man. You worrying about all of that except for what's going on over here. We tired of being robbed. We're tired of being ticketed. We're tired of y'all stealing our money, bro. Ain't nothing in my way here, none of that shit. We tired of this shit. Yo, we was over there playing basketball. They're trying to tow the cars. You come out the park, you can't even make it home. Come on, man. We tired of this shit. Either you stealing the cars or you giving us tickets. Come on, man. Real talk. Y'all good, Bobby? Y'all good?
Why would we stop?
Y'all good?
Why would we stop?
He gave him the summons?
Yes, yes.
Come on, go ahead. Come on.
Wow, let me go ahead and establish. So, Anthony Allen, we got a father here who has gone viral. His black son was stopped in the road there. It looked like he's getting a ticket for some infraction that he made. What do you think about it, first of all? You know, cops try to calm him down, try to tell him what was going on. He wasn't having it. What do you think?
This father is overreacting
there you
to
go.
this situation. In fact, he's behaving like a out-of-control female. Maybe he was raised by his mother, okay? And he doesn't have control over his own emotions. I think that had these cops not been able to calm the things down, this father would have caused someone to get killed.
Yep.
He could have been shot. The son could have been shot. Maybe a police officer could have been shot. But you know what? This father, he's a bully, and he is teaching his son to disrespect authority.
There you go.
And also, look at the number of policemen that they have to bring out for this situation.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm just about to say
Whenever
that.
they arrest a black boy, a black person, and I'm talking about an American black, they have to bring out the whole squad. The whole police department has to come out to handle these people. Why is that? It is a citation. Apparently the boy was doing something, maybe walking in the street. There is probably an ordinance that says no walking in the street.
Yep.
Now, black people, they say, well, the ordinance means no walking in the street if there's a car coming. And since no car was coming, they can just walk in the street. No, if the street is empty, there's still no walking in the street. Okay, but these people, they think they can just switch things around.
Yeah.
And this father, he is putting this whole thing in jeopardy. And what I'm getting at is this. This father, probably raised by his mother, he's insulting the police officer, trying to help out.
There you go.
For a citation. And guess what? This father does not want his son to suffer any consequences. It's a citation, dude.
There you go.
You know, that's all it is, a ticket. And you know what? Sometimes when people, behave correctly, they say, you know what? We're going to let you off.
There you
Don't
go.
do it again. Give that boy a ticket, make him pay a fine, and if necessary, cuff that big bully out there acting a fool, trying to be a father, acting like a woman. Just cut it out, dude. Let your son suffer some consequences for his bad behavior.
It is that simple. He's teaching his son to disrespect the police officers.
Yes.
He's not teaching his son how to correctly handle the situation like a grown adult or even like a man. You get what I'm saying, Anthony Allen? He acted like his mama.
There you go.
He acted like his mama. Ladies and gentlemen, remember I told you the best thing you can do in life is learn how to control your emotions. Remember I said that emotional management needs to be a course that everybody in the mama takes. Because when you are calm, when you're able to control your emotions, you're able to truly think through a lot of these situations. And I want people to understand that. This man could have easily spoke to the officers. Maybe if he was nice, he could have got his son off.
Yes.
Hey, look at my son. He's a knucklehead. He don't even listen to me at the house here. Thank you for pulling him over.
That's right.
Showing him to follow orders and follow the rules. Right? He don't do it at home. I try to teach him at home. This is a real world consequence. Right? Perfect example. He didn't do that. He showed his son how to disrespect the officers. Now, I want to go ahead and speak about the man's gripe. All right. Now, he may have a valid gripe, Anthony Allen, a valid critique, right, about the police officers, engagement in their enforcement and what they enforce around the city there, right? He could have one. Because guess what? A lot of police officers in towns and cities, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, they're revenue collectors. They're out there trying to catch you slipping. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, they do things just to get the money. They know it. So he may have a valid gripe on the way they are ticketing folks and, collecting revenue for the city there. But he needs to handle it a different way. He could have easily go down to the city council, make his complaint, right? He could go to the next city council meeting, right? Maybe do what BLM and these other fools are doing, right? You go down there and jump on the desk, right, like a banshee and yell like, you know what I'm saying, Anthony? He could have did that. But he took the, hold on, way out. He did. Last word, sir.
Yeah, he did take that way out. This father, apparently he wanted to show off his muscles. He wanted to push people around. He wanted to insult the police officers. And the behavior that this father is displaying to his son, guess what? His son may one day display that behavior back to the father. So the father should be very, very careful about behaving this way, because it just may come back to haunt him in his older age. So, but yeah, you're right. Sometimes police officers are used as a revenue collection agency. And this father, he was all over the place talking about that, talking about being black. So
talking about being
all over the place too. So I believe he just wanted to behave badly.
There you go.
And want to come back and backfire.
Absolutely. It's just the way that you act. And if you're raised by your mama most of the time, you will act and behave in this manner. I mean, you don't have any sense to even listen to what's going on first. Right? This is what women do when they get upset and they get mad. They just go off like that. And he learned that from his mom. That's what black women do. They hear something, instead of them to listen to both sides of the story, for them to, figure out what's going on. They only hear something that triggers them. And Anthony, you know what I'm talking about. That mouth will run from here to Pakistan loudly. They'll be, and the more that you try to calm them down, the more mad they get. You get what I'm saying? So it's a no-win situation. Folks got to understand that you cannot act and behave in this way if you want to be a successful adult. Point blank, period. You can't do that. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. They don't want us to put out this information. They want us to be like liberals, ladies and gentlemen, blaming the cops, blaming white folks. Let me tell you, those folks are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let me tell you. Anthony Allen, moving forward here, buddy, I want to go ahead and speak about the Texas Lieutenant Governor. He was recently on with Laura Ingraham, all right? And he spoke about the unvaccinated black Americans that are spreading COVID in his state. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. He caught a lot of slack for just, pointing these things out. Let me go ahead and run it. Here we go.
Coming after your state really quickly here, and as a response, coming after your state because the increased COVID numbers, hospitalizations, deaths are up in Texas, and there's a direct assault on your governor's policies and your state's policies. Very brief response.
Yeah. Well, Laura, the COVID is spreading, particularly most of the numbers are with the unvaccinated, and the Democrats like to blame Republicans on that. Well, the biggest group in most states are African Americans who have not been vaccinated. And the last time I checked, over 90% of them vote for Democrats in their major cities and major counties. So it's up to the Democrats to get, just as it's up to Republicans, to try to get as many people vaccinated. But we respect the fact that if people don't want the vaccination, we're not going to force it on them. That's their individual right. But in terms of criticizing the Republicans for this, we're encouraging people who want to take it, but they're doing nothing for the African American community that has a significant high number of unvaccinated
TikTok
people.
videos.
So they need
we got
to address
that. We got a lot of TikTok.
Yes.
Bow. So Anthony Allen, we got Texas Lieutenant Governor saying that, hey, it's all these unvaccinated black kids, black folks. Blackie does not want to get the vaccination. Now, there's a lot of liberals out there, Anthony Allen, who are running their mouth, who are saying that that's racist. First of all, what do you think about this? What do you think about what he said? Is there a problem with what he said, sir?
No, I don't think there's a problem with what he said, actually. The problem is that these Republicans keep falling for what I call the racial trap.
Okay?
Yeah, the Democrats, they sneakily, blame white people for, this way. Like they say, hey, Trump supporters, Republicans, white people, that's what's really causing the problem, okay? And so then Republicans, they come back and they say, well, guess what? Since they're talking about white people, but they're doing it sneakily by calling them Republicans and conservatives and Trump supporters, that just means white people. So Republicans, they go back and they bring in black people. There was no need for the lieutenant governor to fall for this trap.
Absolutely.
By bringing in black people, okay? Because once he did that, it creates this dichotomy.
There you go.
Trump people, Republicans, conservatives against who? Against black people. And he always falls for and Republicans always fall for that trap. And this game has been played against Republicans for a very, very long time. It's the same old racial trap Democrats put Republicans in time and time again. All the lieutenant governor had to do was just talk about, the unvaccinated. Don't talk about the color that Democrats want him to talk about. Stay away from that issue, Republicans, because you can never win that issue.
Nope.
Only Democrats win that issue when they talk about color. but they make Republicans trip up and fall into the trap and clumsily start talking about color when they should just shut their mouths.
Absolutely. And the thing is, the Republican will fall into it, right? The white one, and then they can't crawl out. They can't be man enough or woman enough or human enough to say, you know what, that's what I stand on. That's what I said. Yup. Right? The thing is, they cower and they run when they hear the backlash. And that's one of the biggest problems. It is. It's a very big problem here. You know, when it comes to the Texas lieutenant governor putting this out, Anthony Allen,
yeah.
In a sense, he's not saying that white folks, you know, there isn't like a big swath of them who have not got vaccinated, but proportionally, when it comes to it, most whites are vaccinated. This is what it comes down to. Now, there's different figures depending on where you look, and this is where a lot of folks are being tripped up on, Anthony Allen. Now, when I speak about these black unvaccinated folks, Anthony Allen, most of them vote for the Democrat Party.
Yes.
This is the main reason why he brought up blacks and the Democrats, because he's saying that, hey, you know, black folks don't like us. They don't like white folks like me. You get what I'm saying? I can't sway black folks. This is what they're saying. Mm-hmm. But the Democrats can. See, you guys can put out events where you guys are tap dancing and throwing out chicken. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They tap dancing and throwing out chicken. Look at Bernie Sanders. He come there eating a chicken wing. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, maybe they throw some hot sauce, right? Maybe you have a all you can eat fried chicken event. You get what I'm saying? He should have said it on there. He would have said they don't like us, right? You know, we're not over here throwing out free Beyonce tickets. You get what I'm saying? We ain't doing that.
Right.
Right? We don't have Juvenile dancing and saying, vax that thing up. Right? Listen, you know, white folks don't need that to get vaccinated. You know, so we done our part. That's what he should have said. He should have said, we've done our part. You know, yo, lapdogs, they don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, last words, Anthony Allen.
Yeah, and you were saying exactly what we're talking about, because Republicans, they clumsily fall into this trap. They don't know how to get themselves out of the trap that Democrats put them in when it comes to race. Yeah, he was clumsily trying to say that, hey, these black people, they're your constituents.
There you
they
go.
Vote for you all the time. How come you haven't put out some kind of, you know, advertisement, you know, chicken dancing?
That's what I would have said.
Whatever it is that could get your constituents, black people, to get vaccinated. And so all the lieutenant governor had to do was step back from that issue, and don't go into the trap. Just talk about the fact that there are unvaccinated people that could be causing some problems. But as Republicans, we feel that people are free to get it or not get it.
There you go.
But stay away from the Democrats' trap, making Republicans look clumsy and falling foolishly into that racial trap.
Absolutely. And we know that they cannot fight when you get into you know, the race talk. That's why Republicans out there, you know, the mainstream ain't gonna tell you to stop voting for the rich ones who can't speak well about race. They ain't gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
You need to stop doing that, because when you get people like the Texas lieutenant governor, right? And he can't speak honestly about race, you know what that does? It hurts our movement.
Yes.
Absolutely, right? I wish more Republicans would wake up, right? I wish they would wipe that crust from their eyes. Yes. I wish you would. Absolutely. You have to do the right thing. You have to be able to call these folks out. And hopefully he learns his lesson. If he's going to speak about race, he better be strong enough to stand on his 2 feet. If not, keep your mouth shut. right? And then hopefully we can vote your ass out and get somebody else in. You get what I'm for real. I'm dead serious. These people, it gets to a point where you're tired of the weak folks. It does. It gets to that point, and I don't think a lot of folks understand that. Maybe you guys aren't into that. Maybe you guys like picking weak folks. You see them talk nice. You never see them hit with any real questions. It really blows my mind. Yeah. Yeah, Anthony Allen, yes. Trump's speech yesterday was fantastic. I want to go ahead and tell folks that.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. Since we're on the gosh darn virus here, when he brought up the vaccine, folks were booing him. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard all of that speech. I was right there.
It was good. I remember I told folks about him in that vaccine talk. That vaccine talk is turning off a lot of these folks. That's why I tell people love Trump. They don't like his vaccine talk. So I hope when he got booed on stage there when he was speaking about everything was going nice, he brought up the vaccine talk and then it went from there. Yeah. I hope he knows next time he see what the base like and don't like, right? And he make a mental note. Thank the Lord we got people who aren't Trump-tards, right? Who heard it. Right. You know what I'm talking about, Anthony Allen, right? They didn't sit there, hear the crazy vaccine talk, and then say, yeah. There were actually real folks there that said, you Mr. President, you better stop that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it.
Exactly.
Holy smokes. Back in the day, folks wouldn't even do that.
They kind of pulled him back to reality.
There you go.
Happened.
Yeah, they pulled him back to reality with it. He thought his stuff smelled that good, Anthony Allen. You know what I'm saying? Some folks believe that, Anthony Allen. He was president. Everybody called him Mr. President. Everything. He was like, man, nobody tell me anything, right? And he found out, He found out where the buck stop. He found it. Yeah, so he know what not to do next time. Let's go ahead and move forward. Hit that like button. Make sure you share. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my girl, Lauren Parsons. Lauren Parsons just donated here. Shout out to her. Says would be more, but I gotta buy cat food. Ha ha. Love ya. Yeah, shout out to the cats. Shout out to the cat lovers out there. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the cat lovers. All right? Shout out. Make sure you share. Next one up. I want to go ahead and show you guys a retort from CNN. Now, CNN picked up on the Texas lieutenant governor. You know the liberals, they're going crazy and haywire, Anthony Allen, with this now. They believe they got another smoking gun to try to make Republicans look bad, right? I know, silly them. Well, they had a doctor on there. You know how they always pull these liberal professors on. His name is Dr. Dark, all right? And he has a message for Texas lieutenant governor. I want you guys to take a look at what this
Not a single child.
Make sure you guys share. Make sure you guys hit that like button, all right? I need your help. Here we go.
These in major counties.
Let's set the record straight. I want to bring in Dr. Cedric Dark, Assistant Professor of Emergency Medicine at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston. Dr. Dark, welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you here because let me read this from our CNN fact check, okay? It says, facts first, just on raw numbers, black people at about 13% of the total population are not the biggest group of unvaccinated people either in Texas or across the U.S. An analysis by the Kaiser Family Foundation found that white adults account for the largest share of unvaccinated adults. So, the Lieutenant Governor is wrong, but what's your reaction?
Well, first reaction is don't blame black people for your failure to implement mitigation mechanisms like masking and, vaccinating in the people who you employ. As you said, there are 3.7 million unvaccinated white people in Texas, which is vastly more than black people in Texas that are unvaccinated. 5.6 million versus 1.9 million. Now, last time I checked, I'm a minority still in the population, and there may be some half-truths that were told in terms of percentages of people vaccinated when you divide that by race. 40% of white people in Texas are vaccinated, only 29% of black people in Texas. But as you said, this is a numbers game. The more people you have, the more people that are unvaccinated, the more likely we are to spread this virus.
And, you've been talking along with other doctors in Texas since really day one about vaccine hesitancy and also about misinformation. And what were you hearing from those folks about these issues?
Well, you really speak to that point. What black men and black women in medicine did from the beginning of this pandemic, from day one, is reach out to our communities so that we could get past the vaccine hesitancy that we knew was going to be there because of systemic injustices due to things like the Tuskegee experiment.
Let me go ahead and stop it right here.
We were the ones that were out there
Anthony
showing our
Allen,
arms and our Band-Aids from getting back.
You have CNN here. They have Dr. Cedric Dark. All right. Apparently he's assistant professor of emergency medicine at Baylor College of Medicine. Anthony, first of all, men nowadays, what's wrong with them? Why do they look so soft and feminine all the time? The brother was going like this while he was talking. I don't know any guys who do this while they're talking. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like seeing guys do this. You get what I'm saying, Anthony? You know what I'm saying? And I don't see guys put their hand on their chest like this when they talk. Why are most of the men that they show on TV sweet, sissa, gay? What's wrong with them? What's wrong? What's wrong with manly men?
Yeah, this has been taking place in our culture for a long, long time, Jermain Botsio. They want to masculinize the women and feminize the men. It is the most mixed up thing you ever wanted to see. And this guy, he represents the idea that if you want to get ahead, you have to act like men should behave feminine, okay? And if a woman wants to get ahead, she has to behave masculine. And so this guy exhibits that. In fact, the reporter is very, very comfortable with this feminine black guy.
Yep.
Very, very comfortable. If there was a alpha male pushing back against this stuff, against vaccine, she would be very, very uncomfortable. But this has been taking place for a long time in our culture, in which males are feminized and females are masculinized.
Absolutely. And the thing is, CNN and these fools are changing the argument. They're not, fully expressing what was said. He really said, ladies and gentlemen, and I want folks to hear this again. He really meant that the unvaccinated black folks, majority of them vote Democrat. So there's nothing that white Republicans can do or Republicans can do to sway them to get the vaccine. Point blank, period. It is just like that. But they twisted it. They knew exactly what he meant. They knew it. So I just, the way folks play these word games, it's an easy way to mislead the masses, Anthony Allen. It's very easy. Very, very, very easy. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and give a shout out to my girl. Two of them here. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Dixie George. Shout out to you. Says, I'm a dog lover. I need a CCAG. And Kristen Walker, they both took the $5 challenge. Says, love you, Jermain and Anthony and CAG.
I am working on CAG now. I'm sending him to stay put so that he can be on camera. Now he wants to look around and jump down and follow me around. So we are working on that to get CAG on air.
Absolutely. And last but not least, our guy, John Lennon. John Lennon donated, says, did you hear the Texas trooper pulled Alan West's wife over and arrested her on suspicion of DUI after she drank water and lemonade at dinner? Alan is so upset. Hi, Anthony Allen. And bless you both. Absolutely. Apparently, I think she was leaving a wedding or something. I think his one of his daughters was getting married, and she ended up leaving. She had water, water and lemonade, and she got pulled over, and they started doing all the nonsense. It's probably a Democrat operative. The man's running for governor. Ain't that nice, right?
Yes, he is.
Ain't that nice to throw out in the headline, right? Throw some mud on him a little bit. Right? Even if it's true or not, ladies and gentlemen, if it's out there, right? It's out there. Let me tell you, that's it. Shout out to John Lennon. He's running for governor. That's what they do. That's what they do. Just like they got Ted Cruz and his wife. Remember when he was, I think they were going to Cancun for the pandemic. They were going to Mexico. Remember that, Anthony Allen?
Yes.
During COVID, his wife was texting a friend. This is how he got caught. His wife, right? You women out there, his wife was texting her friend. And you know what the friend did? She ran to the the news station and showed it. So I want people to understand, these things happen. They do. If you're high profile, they trying to get your kids. They want your kids to screw up. They want your wife to screw up. Gosh darn it, if your dog can talk, they want your dog to screw up. You better believe it. They're that evil. Now, Anthony Allen, I want to speak about two evil folks, two evil governors. One governor is going for re-election right now. His name is Governor Greg Abbott. Straight out of Texas. And we got Governor Tim Walz. Two what I call losers. Two losers. And I don't care who get mad. Anthony Allen, they have both decided to allow Afghan refugees to come into their states. By the thousands, 30,000. I want to go ahead, Anthony Allen, and run this first clip. And this is speaking about Minnesota as they prepare already for the groups of Afghan refugees that are arriving. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, our country is messed up. While we sit here and import refugees, import broke folks who can't pay for nothing. We got, gosh darn, homeless vets. People who fought for us, right? The people who hate us, right? The ones who are sneaking away from, the Taliban, the ones who don't want to fight for their own country, right? We have a dumb notion in this country. They don't want to fight for their own country, the countrymen, right? If most of the country want that, gosh darn it, the folks should stay there and accept it. Yeah. Everybody else does. We have to accept our cockamamie government. Mm-hmm. Shoot. Let me run this, Anthony. I want to come back. I want to get your take on it. Governor Tim Walz. Afghan refugees, he want them in. Here we go.
Chaos still unfolding in Afghanistan as thousands of families try to flee the country. Bringing you this story now. The Minnesota Department of Human Services reports 35 Afghan refugees have already arrived here. WCCO's Pafua Yang explains how communities and organizations are preparing to help them.
As thousands of Americans and Afghans at Kabul scuffle their way past Taliban fighters, many in America await their arrival.
We're definitely all paying close attention to what's going on right now.
Breen Sajadi's family is from Afghanistan. Her parents came to the U.S. in the 70s and have made it a mission to help those seeking refuge.
We're trying to figure out how to connect with Fort Wayne to see if we can start figuring out how to help these refugees resettle.
The Minnesota Department of Human Services says up to 65 Afghan refugees have been granted special immigrant visas. So far, 35 have already arrived to Minnesota.
We just resettled 2 families in 1 week, which is a lot, a big increase in what we've resettled in the past.
Jane Grutman with International Institute of Minnesota says the biggest challenge with helping refugees resettle is housing and getting enough funds.
So what we try to do is really help people first get their basic needs met, get into housing, get culturally appropriate food, get connected to the resources that they need.
Grutman says historically, refugees are a benefit to the country where they resettle.
Many studies that have been done, and the financial contributions that refugees make is remarkable. It's hundreds of millions of dollars.
But it's about more than the money. Sajadi is calling all Americans to unite and welcome those fleeing for their safety.
I want all of us. I want every single Afghan to be humanized.
Pafu Yang, WCCO 4 News.
International Institute of Minnesota says about 10,000 refugees have already been granted special immigrant visas overseas in Kabul.
10,000 has already been granted. Anthony Allen, Minnesota said they want to take in 30,000. This country is screwed up. I want to go ahead and run this next clip. We're going to put these two together because I think it will be good. Texas, Anthony Allen. Already thousands have arrived there. I want people to see what's going on there. Make sure you guys share. Remember, Hugo Biden. Folks like myself who fought for this country. People who, in a sense, are homeless because of, either PTSD or something that has gone wrong in their life. They're not able to get true help from the government. Look at the VA. But yet, ladies and gentlemen, you see how compassionate these people are for Afghan refugees who have not done a lick of nothing for our nation. These people don't care about America. They care about coming here. That's it. We are living in bizarro land, Anthony. Bizarro land. I'm telling you, all this false compassion is destroying our country. And they want these folks in here, ladies and gentlemen, to change the demographic, number one, for votes, number two, right? Look at Ilhan Omar. She came as a refugee. What is she doing now, Anthony Allen? She's voting, ain't she?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for the Democrat Party. Yeah, right? 30,000. Import them all if it's a million. And then if it's a million, import them all. I'm telling you. Let me run this when it come back. I want to get your take on this. We'll wrap this whole shebang up. Here we go.
Hundreds of Afghan refugees arriving here at Dulles International Airport tonight and over the past several nights and days as well, as those commercial flights are still flying out of Kabul. We found many of them at some local nearby hotels, but are not disclosing the location, of course, for their safety. But many of them simply families with just suitcases of whatever they could bring with them. Many of the refugees we saw didn't want to go on camera out of fear. But they say they were in Kabul as it fell over the weekend. Most of them say they worked alongside U.S. military troops, and that's why they were able to get out just in time. The refugees we spoke to say they've been able to get in contact with some folks back in Afghanistan. Those back in their home country tell them the Taliban takeover has gotten worse, and many are scared to even leave their homes.
And Afghanistan isn't safe. They are not safe, and we are here. We are safe. All relatives on there are in danger in their life.
Some of the refugees Fox 5 spoke to arrived just hours ago, others within the past few days. But all of them tell us they don't know what will be left of their family and are scared for what they leave behind.
They try to find any way. Doesn't matter. Their aircraft, land, they dying, doesn't matter for them. But they will try to left Afghanistan as soon as possible. And I was the lucky because the last minute, and I was lucky that I left Afghanistan because I work with Americans. I was worried about my situation, my family. When I left, my family was happy because they say, if you are safe, we are safe at home.
Now, we're told that this operation is part of a larger State Department effort, but the organization putting this together could not confirm any details with us since they say their primary concern was the privacy and security of the refugees. These refugees coming here to the DMV say they'll stay in hotels for a few days until they're able to get in contact with any family members or friends that they may have across the states. Now, many nonprofit organizations here in the DMV now working around the clock to get these folks relocated and housed, as we mentioned, many of them now having to start their life over here in America from the ground up. Back to you all.
Bow. Starting here in America from the ground up, Anthony Allen, with help that most folks and their mama never get.
Never.
Anthony Allen. So they come in here. They got a free trip here, Anthony. They didn't have to pay nothing, right? Except for the sand on their feet. They got here, Anthony Allen. Next, they get a stipend, right? Some sort of federal stipend in their pocket. They get, again, housing, right? Most likely Section 8. Remember I told you Section 8 dwellings are going up everywhere you look? Right? What do you think? Because the big corporations are trying to squeeze the small folks, right? Because people ain't paying the rent and they're keeping this moratorium high. And the only folks who can survive it are corporations. I want folks to understand this. Building all these Section 8s. People who need help, the real people who need Section 8 help, Anthony Allen, they can't get it. It's all for these refugees here. It seems like we are rolling out the red carpet for these refugees, but we can't do it for the homeless vets. What do you think here, sir? You got the whole gist of it. What do you think?
You are exactly correct. We have a situation where the noble American citizens are now the second class.
There you go.
We have illegal aliens coming across our southern border, and now we have the refugees from Afghanistan coming into our country. And DHS, they have this idea that they can roll out the red carpet. These illegal aliens and Afghan refugees, they have paid no taxes.
No.
However, they are put in the front of the line, given a stipend, and do you know what? They're talked about in glowing terms, okay? Our veterans, our homeless, look at California, all the homeless out there, all around Minneapolis, Atlanta, the homeless people, they get zero from our government, but yet and still, the illegal aliens that come across the border and the Afghan refugees, they have the red carpet laid out for them. The other thing that I want to talk about is all of these able-bodied young men.
There you go.
Fled Afghanistan, okay? If they want to make Afghanistan great, you know what? Those able-bodied young men, they need to stay home and they need to fight. We have a generation in our culture, our American culture, our founding fathers, the Revolutionary War, okay? All the wars, a generation has stood up so we can be free. But the Afghanis and other cultures, they will not stand up. They will not fight for their own country. Instead, what they want to do is come to America and enjoy the luxuries of America without having to fight for their own country. I want DHS to be as motivated when it comes to veterans and Americans and the homeless as they are motivated when it comes to the illegal aliens and the Afghan refugees. I'm sick of it. I want to put Americans first. The taxpayers have paid money and they are now the second-class citizens or third-class citizens. First you had the illegal alien, now you have the refugees, and now after those two groups, you have the American citizen. It is a shame that they're doing this to our people.
It is. It's one of the biggest shames. It's an embarrassment. It is. And the thing is, we have so many Americans who aren't going to say nothing about this.
Yes.
The Democrats don't care about the vets, ladies and gentlemen. They don't care about the military. They care about the military to keep them safe while they screw up the country. That's why they care about the military. They don't care about the vets, ladies and gentlemen, because most of the vets vote Republican.
Yes.
I want you to understand. So they don't care about the vets. They don't. Most of the vets are who? Men, right? They don't care. That's the main reason why I want men to wake up, because if you don't care about yourself, nobody else will. Democrats are not going to care for you. Republicans ain't going to stand up for men. Women ain't going to stand up for you. Men have to stand up for themselves, and they have to recognize where they're at, especially the lonely man, the one that's not in government, the one that's in private sector, the one that's working at Jiffy Lube. He got to recognize where he's at. You get what I'm saying, Anthony Allen?
Yes, sir.
Got to. People need to recognize this. It's so crazy to me that we can import these folks who have, in a sense, no sense or no forethought about what is it called? How can I say? Not integrating, but assimilating. Sorry about that. I had a brain fart. Man, I'm getting old. Assimilating, Anthony Allen. They don't have any forethought about assimilating. They come in here and they're going to retain their own culture. That's what they're going to do. And we've seen it already. Look at the Somalians that came here. Most of them retain their own culture. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to wake up, right? Compassion is good, but you have to have the right compassion. And my thing is, Anthony Allen, these people should stay in their country and fight. It's very simple, Anthony Allen. It's very simple. And I want folks to understand how simple it is.
Jermain, this idea when you were talking about the Minnesota article, the concern of the lady was that these refugees find culturally appropriate food.
Yep, there you go.
That was their concern. So that shows you that they are not trying to assimilate. They want them to have their own little enclaves.
There you go.
Like the Somalians do. And pretty soon we will be a divided nation, not of Americans, but Afghan Americans and illegal alien Americans and Somalian Americans. We should be trying to assimilate. My last point on this is this. I think there should be a moratorium on bringing people into our country, a moratorium on immigration. Let's stop immigrating people into our country for 10 years.
Absolutely.
To get it all straightened out. And then once we have it all straightened out, we are careful about who we allow into our country. No more, people coming in just because they can. No more people coming in for all kind of crazy reasons. We need to make sure that we are making sure that the greatest, the brightest, and the best here in America are being taken care of. Why are we trying to get the best and the brightest from other countries? I want the best and the brightest to stay in their country and make their own country best and bright, not bring them over here and take jobs and opportunity away from our own people. Let them stay in their country and make their own country great.
Absolutely. And the thing is, they need to stay there and fight. We don't need to be sitting here and importing everybody who got a gripe and who can't fight in their own country.
That's right.
There's people in this country, ladies and gentlemen, who want to fight the government too. Do you know that? Yeah. They want to fight the government too. I wish, some other country came over. Hey, you know what? We're going to take all you patriots here. We're going to put you in a lavish crib. We're going to, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of folks who want to leave, right? But they're not doing it. You have to understand that these people here who are sent here, they're sent here to destroy the country. Now, it may not look like it, right? Because it's real benign, right? Working and, quote unquote, participating in the American system, right? But in that way, they are destroying the country. And I want you to understand that. Balkanizing our country, right?
Balkanizing.
A lot of folks don't understand this word about balkanizing, bloating government, right? Bloating our social services, bloating our state services to the point where we cannot, ladies and gentlemen, pay for them, right? Mm-hmm. This is called balkanizing. I want people to understand. It happens in a lot of countries. It does. And when we have these folks being put and thrown on the government, look at inflation right now, through the roof, because we're printing money through the roof, Anthony Allen. Mm-hmm. Quantitative easing ain't working correctly right now. Inflation is up. And it's up because, ladies and gentlemen, they are importing folks very fast, and we cannot, in a sense, maintain our rate, right? We can't keep paying, the piper. And the piper are the rich folks who own the federal bank, right? The Federal Reserve. I wish, Anthony Allen, we knew everybody who owned, those banks. You get what I'm saying? It would be a nice little list. We can see who America is paying. You get what I'm saying? Because America, most of us we're working and paying the government. The Federal Reserve is charging us. Who are they, Anthony? Who are they? And it's so funny that we don't have Republicans or Democrats even speaking about this, right? They have to speak to the to the piper, and the piper is the Fed chief. The Fed chief, tell what goes up, what goes down. The Fed chief, Anthony Allen, he may be the real president. He may be,
That's right.
Yeah, the president ain't got nothing on the Fed chief. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. Make sure you share. All right? My son the other day said he wanted to be president. I told him, you better stop it. Be the Fed chief. Shoot, screw the president. You the Fed chief. You tell everybody what to do. Shoot. Man, you talking about real money. Stop it, son. Stop it. Moving forward.
All right.
Moving forward, I want to go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and show you guys this video, viral video that everybody and their mama's mama is showing. It's the Taliban sporting American U.S. military gear. I want you guys to take a look at this. They posted this. Apparently, Taliban is happy. They getting real nice videos out, Anthony Allen. Taliban must got a production company or something. Man.
Well, yeah.
I'm telling you. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen.
موږ هر وخت ملت ته ډاډ ورکوو چې موږ د تاسو ساتونکي یو بیکارولو موږ له وخته مخکې لا دې ته ځان رسیدګي کړې وله چې موږ به د عامه تاسیساتو د بانکونو د خلکو د ډېر دلته د خلکو بودیجې پرتې وي د هغوی حفاظت یې موږ ګمارلو نو بدري لښکر کتاب خو ماشاءالله ډېر د کابل حفاظت یې دې ته ورکړی همدا رقم د میدان هوایي حفاظت یې دې ته ورکړی ده نو ولاړ دي موږ ملګري تقریبا ټاورانو کې ولاړ دي دلته وزارت منظم موږ دا اوله د ارګ دروازه ده دا د ولسمشري ماڼۍ دروازه ده ښه دلته دا حفاظت یې موږ ته راکړی موږ ولاړ یو دلته به حفاظت پرې کوو نه نظامي ته اجازه ورکوو نه غیر نظامي ته اجازه ورکوو
ژوند د شریعت غواړو په دنیا ژوند ژوند ژوند
موږ به درې سوه دیارلس شپېته د خپلو مشرانو په امر سره د ارګ په شمول د کابل ښار ته د امنیت لپاره راغلي یو. موږ ټولو وطنوالو هیوادوالو ته ډاډ ورکوو چې لله الحمد له دې وروسته ستاسو سر مال ناموس هر څه به محفوظ وي. موږ له وطنوالو هیوادوالو سره هوډ کوو چې انشاءالله موږ ستاسو د حفاظت په خاطر باندې هر کوم قربانۍ ته چمتو یو.
Wow, Anthony, I don't know what they said.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just heard a bunch of hawking and spitting. What do you think? Hold on. Before I have you answer this, I want to show another video here.
Yeah.
I want to show another video. Here's another video, ladies and gentlemen. Taliban with a bunch of U.S. weapons. Take a look. Look at this stockpile of weapons. Man, oh man. Anthony, the way the weapons are laid out, brother, gosh darn it, how come they didn't just put some red velvet cloth over it? You get what I'm saying? They should have put some rose petals and stuff on it for the Taliban. So you see the Taliban, ladies and gentlemen, the Taliban got the U.S. weapons. It looked like, somebody put out red carpet for them. They got everything. Look at this. They got everything. Anthony, what do you think about this?
Yes, his fraudulency, Joe Biden, has completely humiliated the United States. Joe Biden surrendered Afghanistan to the terrorists. He left thousands of Americans behind enemy lines, and then he armed the terrorists with billions of dollars worth of American equipment, Humvees, Apache helicopters, munitions, armor. What Joe Biden did was he took 20 years of American blood, sweat, and tears, and in 90 hours, 3.5 days, he gave all that back to the Taliban. And now the Taliban, they're walking around in American armor, American vehicles. This is a horrible thing that Joe Biden has done. There is nothing that Joe Biden will ever touch that will not turn to crap, no matter what he does. This is a fraudulent administration, and as long as the American people and the elected officials don't do anything, America will continue to spiral down because of this fraud. Okay, America is doomed. America will fail, and America will be attacked as long as Joe Biden is there. If they get rid of Joe Biden and they put Kamala Harris in charge, guess what? This country will be adrift, and it will get picked off by China or Russia or a combination of all of the above. But yeah, parading around with American weapons. They were not destroyed.
They weren't.
He armed the terrorists with American weapons.
Absolutely. Anthony Allen, this is a nice little meme. Jihad Joe, a real American zero.
Yes.
Look at the way they put the look at his beard. Oh, Jihad Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, that's who gave him all the weapons. Jihad Joe, Anthony Allen. They left all the guns, the tanks, they left everything. Anthony Allen, this doesn't look like a withdrawal. This looked like a rearmament.
Yes.
This looked like, ladies and gentlemen, a pass the baton. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Allen, this looked like a transfer of power. Hold on. Of power! Doesn't it, Anthony Allen?
Yes.
For the national stage, They lied and said it was a withdrawal. You get what I'm saying? Oops, yeah, we fumbled this withdrawal, wink, wink, right?
Mm-hmm.
We fumbled the withdrawal. I know, bad us. I know, how could we do that? And then you go ahead and look, Anthony Allen, how fast they took over. Anthony Allen.
Yeah.
It looked like a transfer of power.
It was a payoff, They got Joe in their back pocket, and they said, Joe, you're going to have to transfer power to the Taliban. However, make it look like a withdrawal.
There you go.
And I'm not going to even get into this Lloyd Austin. I want to tear him apart. We'll talk about him some more.
Yep.
But anyway, this was a transfer of power. That's what people are saying. It was done on purpose. That's what people are telling me. And I believe it too. There's no way in the world you could be this bad.
Yeah.
This has to have been done on purpose.
Absolutely. Anthony, it's so bad. I've never seen a withdrawal like this where you leave every gosh darn thing.
Everything.
Anthony, when you look even at the guns, the way that they pulled it over, it's almost as if they were laid down real neatly and nice. Let me go in and show the crowd. That's how you know something ain't right. Look it. Nice, is laid out, and probably the ammunition probably in another silo looking real nice as well, Anthony Allen.
Oh yeah.
Look at this. All these guns, Anthony Allen. Look at all this. Holy smokes. You can even see it says USA on here. Biden need to be impeached. He does. So, Anthony Allen, the Taliban now got some new gear.
Yes.
They never had the flak jackets, Anthony Allen. They never had the paramilitary gear. You get what I'm saying? They never had the night vision goggles. They never had the ACH helmet, ladies and gentlemen, the Army combat helmet. They never had one of those, right? They don't wear gloves when they shooting and killing, right? Ladies and gentlemen, they don't. They have their bare hands. They ain't wearing the turbans anymore, ladies and gentlemen. They got the helmets.
Yeah. Good gosh.
I'm wondering what else did the U.S. military leave, Anthony. I'm wondering what else. Probably some probably some planes, some war fighters.
Apache helicopters were there.
Helicopters, right?
The embassy was like over $1 billion. They have a fabulous embassy, a fabulous airport, fabulous American equipment, and they're going to turn it all around and kill American soldiers.
Absolutely.
That's what Joe Biden has done. He needs to be impeached. And I'm furious with the Republicans for talking. I want them to do something about it. Make something. Do something, but don't just keep talking about how bad he is. File some articles, even if they don't come, even if Nancy Pelosi does not put them on the floor.
Absolutely.
I want to see them file the articles anyway.
They should, because let me tell you something. The Democrats will be all over it right now.
Oh, one more thing, Jermain.
Go ahead.
Do you know that the House of Commons in Britain, they filed a contempt against Joe Biden. A foreign government was so pissed off that Great Britain filed contempt charges against our president, Joe Biden. That's how bad this withdrawal is. Contempt charges from another country.
I'm telling you, it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's really bad. That's why I say it's a transfer of power. They keep saying that it's a withdrawal. I've never seen a withdrawal like this. It's a gosh darn lie. That's what it is. Now, Anthony Allen, Kamala Harris, all right, she was, finally somebody was able to catch up to that hyena. And let me tell you something. She showed her hyena traits, Anthony Allen. She started laughing. You know hyenas, they love to laugh. Let me tell you. Kamala Harris laughs, ladies and gentlemen, when a reporter starts asking her about Americans trapped in Afghanistan. I want you guys to hit that like button. I want you guys to share. I need your help. I need your help. Here we go.
What's your response to reports of Americans?
Hold on. Slow down, everybody. I want to talk about two things. First, Afghanistan. We couldn't have a higher priority right now, and in particular, our priority is making sure that we safely evacuate American citizens, Afghans who worked with us, Afghans at risk, including women and children, and that is one of our highest, if not the highest priority right now. And if
there you go. So, Anthony Allen, we got Kamala Harris. You know, she's always laughing. She doesn't look moved by anything that is going on. When she has to reply, you know what she does the best, Anthony Allen? She starts putting up that fake voice, that fake compassion that she hoodwinks a lot of these Democrats with. Now, Zero Hedge came out and did a piece, a good hit piece here on Biden. I want to go ahead and transition here. Zero Hedge says Biden stands by cabal evacuation. Laughs when confronted with a poll, ladies and gentlemen, suggesting that majority no longer see him as competent or effective. Ouch! Man. Anthony, let me go ahead and show the crowd this. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys share. Right? We got the laughing hyena, right? And we got the laughing snowman right here. Here we go.
Question on the public response. A new poll out today shows Americans wanted to withdraw from Afghanistan, but they disapprove of the way you've handled it. Poll also found that based in part on what's transpired in the last week, the majority of Americans, forgive me, I'm just the messenger, no longer consider you to be competent, focused, or effective in the job.
I haven't seen that poll.
It's out there from CBS this morning. What would you say to those Americans who no longer believe that you can do the job?
I had a basic decision to make. I either withdraw America from a 20-year war that, depending on whose analysis you accept, cost us $150 million a day for 20 years or $300 million a day for 20 years. Who, and I carry this card with me every day, and who, in fact, where we lost 2,448 Americans dead and 20,722 wounded. Either increase the number of forces we keep there and keep that going, or end the war. And I decided to end the war. As I said the other day, you know, the only reason we're in Afghanistan is this is the place from which bin Laden attacked the United States of America. Had this been in another Middle Eastern country where he could have easily have moved from, we would have never gone to Afghanistan. So the question is, when is the right time to leave? What are our national interests? Where do they lie? And the idea that we are in a situation where we can not recognize that terrorism has metastasized around the world, and the need for us to focus on other parts of the world which create an even greater danger of an al-Qaeda-like operation beginning, can't be ignored. And we are, as you well know, because you follow this, we are a number of places where we're doing that without permanent basing American forces there. So I think when this is over, the American people have a clear understanding of what I did, why we did it, and but look, that's the job. My job is to make judgments. My job is to make judgments no one else can or will make. I made them. I'm convinced I'm absolutely correct in not deciding to send more young women and men to war for a war that, in fact, is no longer warranted.
There you go. Yep. So Anthony Allen, he did the same thing, just like Kamala Harris. When they're approached with the questions, right, about Afghanistan, all of a sudden they chuckle, they laugh, right? I want people to know that's a psychology thing there, right? They do that because they're uncomfortable with that type of assessment, all right? You know how people laugh when they're uncomfortable in certain situations, right? That's exactly what they do. They do that to kind of throw you off, you know, for them to gather their thoughts, because what you're saying is true. You get what I'm saying? So it startles them to a point where, right? They do that, and that's the time for them to gather their thoughts before they hit you with a lie. Anthony Allen, what do you think about these two folks here? I mean, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. What do you think?
Yeah, these are two hyenas, laughing hyenas, and they're you know, even though they're laughing, these are very, very vicious people. I call her Clown Mala, and she is a certified clown. There is no laughing matter when it comes to what has happened in Afghanistan. The American culture is based on this principle, leave no man behind. And throughout American culture, you always see when the cavalry is being overrun by the Indians, when there are some soldiers being overrun by the enemy, all we have to do is wait, and all of a sudden we hear the charge of the cavalry, we hear the Apache helicopters, and the American soldier comes and saves the day. The reinforcements always come to save the Americans. And we are fully aware of when the American soldiers are carrying the wounded out of battle, and we see that the American soldier will go back into battle to retrieve the body of a dead soldier. And we also know that when what's his name, Bergdahl, traitor Bergdahl went missing, 6 American soldiers were killed trying to find him.
There you go.
Rescue him. He was a no good, dirty down traitor.
And what happened when he came back, Anthony Allen?
Oh, they took him to the White House. It had the parents
there you
there.
Go.
Oh, it was nasty.
Oh.
And so Kamala Harris has no understanding of the American culture, because just like Barack Obama, she is a fraud. And not only are these three a fraud, Barack and Kamala Harris, but Joe Biden, he is a fraud. He laughed when it was brought up to him how low of opinion the American people have of its withdrawal. And so now we have a situation of these two hyenas, laughing
they are hyenas
are
too.
Laughing about the fact that thousands of America were left behind. I think that we should have a double trifecta impeachment.
Absolutely.
Let's impeach them all at one time. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Nancy Pelosi. A threesome impeachment. Impeach all of them. Don't waste time doing them one at a time. Impeach them all together and charge them with the same doggone thing and get rid of them all.
Absolutely. Have them laugh their ass all the way home.
Yes.
Because that's all they're doing, Anthony. And they're laughing and not telling the truth. That's all they're doing. You know, these people are sick, very sick folks. Very, very sick folks. Now, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my girl, Tracy Chandler.
Yes.
She donated a while back. You can see it. Shout out to Tracy Chandler. Beautiful woman. Shout out to you. Absolutely. You know, all that laughing they're doing, I wish somebody would, you know, really call them out for it, because it's quite sickening that the man can do that. It's quite sickening. Now, Anthony Allen, I want to go ahead and show you CNN. CNN has fact-checked Joe Biden. You know, I couldn't even believe it when I heard it, but they did. And I want to get your take on this. Is this for real, or is this just another Luciferian trick? Here we go.
The president has said American passport holders are not having any trouble getting past the Taliban checkpoints. That may be problematic. An awful lot of reports that is still very much a problem. Victor?
Yeah, Barbara, I picked up on that. He said yesterday we went out and got 169 Americans over the wall using military assets.
The president has said American passport holders are not having any trouble getting past the Taliban checkpoints. that may be problematic. An awful lot of reports that is still very much a problem. Victor?
Yeah, Barbara, I picked up on that. He said yesterday we went out and got 169 Americans over the wall using military assets. I'll come.
So Biden is being fact-checked by these idiots here on CNN. It seems as if I don't know, but something going on with them, Anthony. Something going on with them. Now ABC as well is going after the administration. They're speaking to one of their defense secretary about people evacuating. And let me tell you something. It seems like everybody in the administration is lying. You guys take a look at this here. ABC fact checks the defense secretary. Here we go.
You've got tens of thousands of people out there desperate to get to the airport, surrounded by the Taliban. So why can't the U.S. send convoys out there?
If you have an American passport and if you have the right credentials, the Taliban has been allowing people to pass safely through.
Not in all cases.
There's no such thing as an absolute in this kind of environment, as you would imagine, Martha. There have been incidents of people, having some tough encounters with Taliban. As we learn about those incidents, we certainly go back and engage the Taliban leadership and press home to them that our expectation is that they allow our people with the appropriate credentials to get through the checkpoints.
But
there you go. So the administration cannot get their story correct. It seems as if they're having a messaging issue, Anthony Allen, I'm starting to think that the administration and the communists that run the liberal left, I think they're broke. You get what I'm saying? I swear, the DNC, Anthony Allen, went bankrupt, right? They went broke. They had to go run to Hillary Clinton so Hillary Clinton can help money launder some money in there. You get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking they don't got no bread. The bread gone. You get what I'm saying? They cannot pay off all the folks that were eating. So they say, you know what? Time's up. What do you think?
Yeah, time's up. They can no longer pay CNN or ABC to do their bidding, so they get fact-checked. But remember, Joe Biden is only reading what is put before him.
Absolutely.
And it is incredible that CNN, they have 7 people to talk about what every sane American knows, that Joe Biden is mentally incompetent to be the president, and that Joe Biden is not running the government. Someone else is. Either Joe Biden is lying or he is uninformed through his chain of command. Now, CNN, they should be ashamed also. Remember the clip where a CNN reporter was in Afghanistan? Behind her were some terrorists shouting, screaming, "Death to America." And she says, "Oh, those terrorists seem nice."
Yep.
What Americans spent in blood, sweat, and tears in 20 years, Joe Biden unwound it and armed the terrorists. And it only took 90 hours and 3.5 days. That's Joe Biden. When it comes to ABC, this weasel called Lloyd Austin, the Secretary of Defense, the first black Secretary of Defense. Okay.
He's a
what
liar.
What does he do? He says that when the Americans were going to try to make their way to the airport, that they had some tough encounters. What a weasel word. No, they were not tough encounters. They were beaten. Okay, threatened. They had their passports taken from them. Now, so this is a weasel word, tough encounter. No, they were not tough. They were beaten. Okay, Lloyd Austin, he's not that great anyway. He had to have a waiver in order to be the defense secretary because he was a general. Our way of life means that the defense secretary is a civilian and not a general. So he is a affirmative action general. He had to have special permission to have that position, and that's what we don't want to have. He also did not have a record of success. At SITCOM, they gave him $500 million to establish a Syrian army, okay? And guess what he did? He hired 60 people okay, with $500 million. And then he tried to, have the SITCOM reports massaged such that it seemed like we were winning, and we were not winning in these situations.
Yep.
Also, Lloyd Austin, he is the defense secretary that is woke.
Yep, he's the woke one.
He wants to vaccinate all of the armed forces, and he wants to root out white supremacy. So he is not up to the task, just like Joe Biden is not up to the task. And this is what we get whenever we have woke people in power. They are woke, and they are going to bring this country down because they are so woke. What a shame, and they should be fact-checked, and they should be impeached. Lloyd Austin should be removed from his position as the defense secretary because he is also in charge of this complete debacle of the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Absolutely. They all need to go, Anthony Allen.
Yes.
Woke general, not doing nothing, lying on camera. All the first black folks that, America always put up, they're the first black criminals and liars.
Yeah. Say it, man. I know you were going there.
I kid you not.
You kid us not.
Ladies and gentlemen, anytime they always say the first black something, you better watch it because they're passing this person off to do some sort of criminal activity.
Yeah.
Look at Kamala Harris. First black, vice president.
Yes, a criminal.
She's a criminal. Ladies and gentlemen, she's a loser. She's a liar. She's so weak. She's so ineffective, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness, she's just there just to look good. Anthony Allen, all she do is walk around in a pantsuit. That's it. She laughed. Making so much. Look at you, white folks. Anthony, that's all she doing.
That's all she does. Yeah. Yeah.
All she doing.
And how about Lloyd Austin? What does he do? Okay, woke, white supremacy, vaccinating all this, and it is illegal to use our armed forces and to inject them with experimental drugs.
Yep.
You just can't take the armed forces and say, we have an experiment, and since men take orders, guess what? Give them this jab. That is illegal. That will not happen in our armed forces, but that's what he pushes. And the first chance he gets to act militarily, what does he do? He blotches the withdrawal from Afghanistan. He withdraws all the troops and leaves the civilians there and all of the weapons there. What a disgrace this man is.
What a disgrace, just like everybody in the administration. They only care about color and genitalia. And the reason why they do that is because there's no virtue, there's no morality in these things. And the people who care about them generally don't have very good moralities, and they don't care about good things. You get what I'm saying, Anthony Allen?
I get it, man.
Good folks don't care about these things, ladies and gentlemen. People who don't have good morality, they don't have a good conscience, right? They're ego-based. They care about those things. They care about genitalia. They care about color. So they're easily used and manipulated to do the wrong thing. It's very simple.
Very simple.
It's hard to get a moral person to do the wrong thing. You have to first demoralize them. And one of the easiest ways to do that, ladies and gentlemen, is switching the focus from human focus to materialistic, to things that are subjective. And that's what they do best. It's a game that most folks have not caught on to. Anthony Allen, buddy, pal, that is our show for tonight. I want to thank you so much for coming on in here.
You're welcome.
The crowd absolutely loved you.
I love them, man.
You know, let me tell you, they missed you, sir. Any last words before we depart?
My last words have to do with what Trump told us. And I've been telling people this over and over again. When people stop me in the streets and ask me things, I tell them that we have to stick together. Do not let these demon Democrats, these KKK Democrats, divide us under any circumstance whatsoever. They want to divide us on color, economics, gender. We can't let the Democrats divide us, because we will be one country under God, and the Democrats want to balkanize us and have enclaves of white people, black people, Somalians, Afghanistans, Jewish, Japanese. They want to balkanize us in order to inflict more destruction and communism on our country. So once again, I say, stick together. Do not let these Democrats divide us along any line whatsoever. We are one people, one nation under God.
Absolutely. One people, one nation under God. And we commune by logic, not by color. And that's something that is hard for a lot of folks. Anthony Allen, buddy, thank you so much for coming on in here.
Absolutely.
Really do appreciate you. I missed you. So did the crowd, let me tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming in and hanging out with me and Mr. Allen. I will be on tomorrow, same time as usual. I'll be on 8 p.m. Central. 8 p.m. Central tomorrow. Make sure you guys find me there. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I want to thank everybody for coming on in, everybody for sharing, everybody for hitting that like button, everybody for donating. I really do. You help us push out the content, help us pay our bills here. And let me tell you something, you guys are such a treat. Thank you so much. Anthony Allen, thank you as well. We are out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, take care. Have a beautiful night. And we'll catch you for another edition of Conservative Nation. You guys take care. Good night.
Let's run up a milli.